I'd like to welcome you to the club. Call Medicare Misty for all your Medicare needs.
Look how pretty the studio is this morning. Lori Martinez is here. She is the head gardener, right, for Rock City?
Yes, ma'am.
She was giving me a few pointers actually before you went on the air. I was asking her how to keep weeds out of my yard and out of my gardens. So
yes,
thanks for the tips.
You're welcome, anytime.
So you're super excited this morning because you brought these beautiful flowers with you. Y'all now have some pollinator gardens.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here today. One of the things we're most excited about at Rock City is the way we are capturing the sunny pockets in our garden, utilizing that sunny space to plant these native pollinator habitats, and that is so exciting to me.
Okay, so I love to garden. I don't get to do it as often as I do, as I would like to, but I do love to work in the yard. And I'm a big supporter of not killing things.
Yay!
So let's talk about the importance of the pollinators and what they provide.
Yes, so one of the things that is so important, and for Chattanooga, it is just so we just have such a diverse climate here that we're able to have a lot of native plants, and we have nurseries that are providing those for us now.
Right.
Ask for natives. Anytime you go to a garden center, ask native. What does that mean? Well, the native plant is adapted to this area. This is where it belongs. This is where it's from. It's indigenous to the region, so it knows our climate. It knows how to live and thrive in our soils and our sunny exposures. That's what you're looking for. You want to choose those native plants that do well.
Okay, so let's talk about these on the table. So you've got some coneflowers. This is phlox, the pretty pink in the back. Would those be considered native? They do well, but are they native?
Yes, so coneflower is a native plant. Now there is a distinction between the native plant and cultivars.
Okay.
Right, which has taken the native plant and made some breeding to create more color, more diverse offerings, right?
Okay.
So these coneflowers that I have are considered nativars, which is just a cultivar of the native plant. Does great in our region. It is built for this community.
And it will take the heat.
Takes the heat, loves the heat.
Okay, does the phlox, or is that more?
No, phlox loves the heat as well, and it is also native.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now these, you're not selling these, you just brought these as an example of what people can purchase.
Right, you can purchase these now in any of your local garden centers, nurseries.
Okay.
But look and ask for the native varieties. Look at those and choose those first if you can. In fact, we are so excited because we are now considered a pollinator habitat for the monarch butterfly. And that's an incredible designation because we're so excited to be a part of that native migration.
Does that mean that when we come to visit you at Rock City and we're strolling along your garden paths, we might be noticing more monarchs now?
I hope so. We have just installed our largest monarch or native pollinator habitat. Over 600 plants we installed this spring.
Wow.
And it's specifically for the monarch butterfly. You have to choose milkweed. Milkweed is the only host plant for the monarch butterfly.
Okay, so are you saying that if you have in your garden things other than milkweed, it will also come and enjoy all of the plants, but if milkweed is not there?
So milkweed is crucial. It's crucial to the migration of the monarch butterfly. It is the host plant. It's where the caterpillars feed. It's where the monarch butterfly, the adult butterfly, lays its eggs so that larva can grow and feed on the host plant.
Okay.
So it is critical for that migration piece. But if you have these other native pollinators, the adult butterfly can still get the nectar source.
Got it. Okay. Now, is the milkweed a perennial?
It is.
Okay, so once you've planted it, you're fine.
You're fine. It might move because it is going to drop seed.
Which is good.
Which is wonderful. That's what you want. Allow that space and that opportunity for those seedlings to come up, and your garden will be rewarded.
I don't know how much our cameras can see down there, but the pretty purple on the far side, what is that?
That's liatris. It is also a native species.
Also takes the summer sun?
Takes the summer sun. Loves it.
The hydrangea that you brought, does it take the heat too?
Actually, that's not hydrangea. We've got a native heuchera.
Okay.
With the large leaf right beside.
That's a heuchera?
That's a heuchera. Yeah, the large leaf. It's our native heuchera.
Okay.
It's one of the native heucheras that we have.
That had the white on it.
Yes, and that actually is more of a shade lover.
Okay.
But you can see the different texture and the size of the leaf in a native plant that really does well here.
That's interesting because that looks very different from any heuchera I've ever seen. And then I'll call them black-eyed Susans, but on the little shelf, that's Rudbeckia. Is that what that is?
Yeah, actually that's a false sunflower.
Really?
Yes, false sunflower, native plant.
So are you saying fall or false?
False.
Okay.
False.
But it will bloom for you during the summer?
Yes.
But it's not going to get as tall as a sunflower?
Different varieties get different heights. I'm not sure what height is on that one, but
Yeah.
they go anywhere from 1 to 2 feet all the way up to 6, 7, 8 feet
That's
tall.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so when people are coming to stroll your gardens and see these 600 plants that you just got
Yes.
through putting in, that could be part of the fun too if you're a garden lover, is take some notes.
Yes, absolutely. And we've got those in an area that we will be putting out some nameplates hopefully later this year. But we want people to see and discover what it looks like in the winter, in the spring as the plants are emerging, and then as the garden develops and matures, to see what a new garden planting is. And then in a couple of years, you're just going to see a total different garden because it will be full and lush, and it's going to be amazing.
Okay, then I want to circle back to where I first started our conversation, because I said to people that I was picking your brain about weeds in my own gardens.
Yes.
But you don't like to use any type of chemical up
Correct.
there at Rock City. You're
Correct.
not telling us that we can't use a pre-emergent, but you don't.
I don't. We do it on occasion in exterior areas, but in the garden proper, I don't like to use pre-emergents. I try to use very limited pesticide and herbicide just because we're promoting the environment as well.
Right. That's why I wanted you to have a chance to say it, because
Right.
when you're walking along and you're thinking, wow, this is beautiful, now it can be beautiful times 2, because she's doing it in a pretty much all natural way. She says good mulch is the key.
Yes, it is definitely the key. 3 to 4 inches of a good thick base layer. You can use chopped leaves, you can use mulch, just a good thick layer.
Okay, thanks for the education.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
We'll see you strolling along the garden path at Rock City. After all, it is seerockcity.com.
Your child could shine as a Local 3 junior forecaster. Wednesdays at 5:30 on Local 3 News. If they love the weather and can read on camera, send a video to juniorforecaster@local3news.com. Presented by Warren & Griffin, your local 5-star law firm.
This Memorial Day, Closet Solutions proudly honors